So this is just how it's going to go. First of all, you need to go to your app store. Since you are using iPhone, go to your app store, then you search for Lightroom. So this is it. Not this preset for Lightroom, this main one, the Lightroom video and pictures. So you download it. As you can see, I have it already. If you are using Android, the same thing. Go to your Play Store and search for Lightroom. So since I have it, I'll just go straight to it, and this is it. So when you open it, this is how the interface will look like, right? This is how the interface is. But I would suggest to, since you are going to be editing, you need to just subscribe for the pro version, right? The pro version is not expensive. It's just around 700 naira per month. So if it's something you can do, it's going to give you more edge and more editing power. So I'm currently using the pro version. So all these things now, as you can see, these are like my catalog. These are pictures that I've edited, right? So it's actually even make work easier. Instead of using like laptop, you can easily use this for your edits. So I'll just give you a short walk around about the Lightroom, then we'll get straight into editing. So if you open the app, this is the home. This is where it will come to. Now all these things up here, I don't think there's anything you'll be needing from this place, right? You don't really need anything. What you basically need is just simply you go to this device. If you look at the bottom of this screen, you see device. You click on it. Now once you click on it, you see pictures that are in your gallery, right? When you open it up for the first time, they will tell you to give permission to access the gallery. Then you just accept all those stuffs, give permission to it. Now once you've given them permission and all, you can actually see all your pictures that you need this place. Then you are going to be importing the pictures. So you go back to this Lightroom now. This device is if you want to just get the pictures directly. So just go back to this Lightroom. You see this almost at the down on top of this community. You see this like picture stuff icon with a plus sign. So you go ahead and click on it. They'll ask you, do you want to add photos from device file or anything? So this now you can actually connect it to your camera if you know your way around it. But we are going to be adding our pictures from device. So we are going to look for an old. Okay, so I've gotten the pictures that I needed. I just needed to get some pictures that has not been edited. All these ones you have edited them before. So like I say, click on this add button here. Then you click on device. Then you can see the pictures here. I just added a few, so we'll be working on this few. Since you're using iPhone, it's very easy to select pictures. Instead of selecting one, you select one and then you drag over the ones you want to select. So I have 10 pictures here and we'll be editing them. So the pictures, they are importing. Okay, you have imported successfully. Now I needed to add some rough pictures that are not very much good, just so that we'll play around with it. Reason is, you can see all these ones that I added, they are just pictures that don't need much editing. Meanwhile, pictures you may face may be like very terrible and need a lot of work. So this is the interface now. Once you've imported the pictures, you can see them. You see the date, 6 July, this is 11:25. So you click on any one. Now how do I do this now? I'll do two things. I'll show you how to edit like pictures normally, then I'll show you how to go about it easily. Now if I want to do this picture now the easy way, as you can see I have 10 pictures, right? For me to start editing them one by one is going to be a lot of work for me, especially when you have about 50 to 100 pictures to edit. It's going to be a whole lot of work, right? Now there's an easy way to go about it, and that is something called preset, right? That preset is something, is like an edit. If you see below this place now, all these buttons, you see preset. If you click on it, you see one, you see travel. Now before we go into this, we'll just edit these pictures normally without preset, right? But let me just, since we are here, let me just click it so you see what it actually does. Do you see there is a difference in it? Let me click on this travel on. Are you seeing there is a difference? So these presets now, sorry. So these presets now, simply what it is basically just an edit that I edited and save, right? That I can copy and paste anytime. So I've removed the presets now, so I'll just walk you through how to edit the picture. So let's use this particular picture now as our key edit. Now how I do this key edit is that I'll look for one picture that is good, right, that can match every other one. I'll edit it. After editing it, I'll copy the whole settings and then apply it to every other picture. So let me just walk you around all these things and every button here. As you can see, if you look at the bottom of your screen, you see action, you see preset, you see crop, you see edit, you see maxing, you see remove. Now these are great tools, but for like church photography and editing, we may not be needing this action, right? This action is actually to retouch, remove blemish, to do a whole lot of things, you get, just like this video implies. Then this preset is what I just showed you now. Then maxing, we don't need maxing. Well, this maxing, I don't even really know what it does, but then this remove, sometimes you may be needing remove. This remove, what it does is that you can remove objects, unwanted objects. You can remove it, you can remove extra people from the image. For instance, now if you look at this picture, you see there's someone that is with brown, but it's just the person's back that is showing. So if you want to remove that, we can actually remove it. How? Just do this and watch it to select the object and then remove it. So this thing, you can use it maybe if there's like an empty chair or something in your picture that is unwanted that you don't need, you can use this tool to remove it. I think my network is bad, that is why it's taking this much time. So for your edits, sometimes you may need data, sometimes you don't need data to edit, right? You can just edit it. But if you want to like use all these features like remove blemish, maxing and all that, have you seen the picture now? Is now clean, right? We've removed those things. So that's just how you can use that. That is how you can use it. So okay, let me just leave it like this. Since it's not bad, let me leave it like this instead of bringing it back. I'll just click on good, meaning I'm done. Now let me walk you through these buttons at the down. The main button we are going to be working with is the crop and the edit button. Now this crop, of course, we can't just send in our image like this. Look at the ceiling, is not like really good. And this part that I cut off something, if you notice the leg is somehow. So this crop is just like your normal crop in photography, right? You use it to crop your image. So basically you just crop your image, remove the other side. Now there's something called the rule of third. That rule of third, what it simply means is that your subject, your main subject, must be kept at the middle of your grid line. Now if I tap on this thing, you will notice there's a grid line. That is, the box is divided into 9 equal parts, right? The rule of third states that your subject must be at the middle, both horizontally and vertically. If you notice now, Pastor Chimubi is at the middle, horizontal, vertically, yeah, he's at the middle, right? So that's the rule of third. And then there's something else. You need to maintain headroom. Headroom is simply the distance between the subject's head and then the top of the image. If you notice now, the image was like very long before, but I reduced as I cropped it down, I reduced the headroom. If you notice, the space between Pastor Chimubi's head now and the top of the picture is not much again, so you need to maintain that also. So always and always, very important, your subject must be kept at the middle. Now this may not apply all the time, right? There are sometimes you may just need to manipulate, and sometimes your subject may not really be at the middle. That's still fine as long as it looks good, but this is just a disclaimer that your subject should be at the middle, maintaining the rule of third. So that's that for it. Once you've cropped your image to and you are getting what you got, like you like what you are seeing, just click on this check mark button that is at the bottom here. Click on that. Okay, as you can see now, we've cropped the image. Now we are going into the main thing. Now in photo, then you go to this edit, click on this edit. Now in photography or photo editing, there are things that are very much important. One of them is lightning. Lightning is everything. I mean, lightning is just literally everything. If your picture is going to come out well, it will be the quality of your light, both in your editing and both in your snapping, right? So there are a lot of things here. Now if you look at this auto, I won't advise you use this auto. If you notice, the thing edited it, right? If I click it, are you seeing the difference? Are you seeing the difference? So this auto, you can use it actually, but at times you may want something that you really desire, not just what the app is giving you. So to edit these things now, we are going to be considering some things, but let me just walk you through. So this is the light. We have the light, we have the color. Sorry about that. We have the lights, the color, we have the blur, we have the effects, we have details, optic, we have profile. Now this profile is just the same thing as almost your presets, right? So you have the color profile. This is if you want your picture to be white and black, you can use this. There are many profile, but it's church pictures we are editing. It's not like personal pictures, so it's not advisable to use all these stuffs, right? But you can just play around them. So this is if you want your picture black and white. You can choose different black and whites depending on what you want, right? So that's that about that, and we are not going to use it, so I'll press this X. So that explains the profile. These optics, I don't even really know what it is, or I've not used it before. Then details. Okay, let me go over to the first, then I'll now go to the bottom. So let's start with lights. Now if you click on this lights, if you notice, there are a whole lot of things here. You have your exposure, you have your contrast, you have your highlights, you have your shadow, you have your white and your black. Now all these things, each of them has effect on your picture, right? The exposure simply means the amount of light that is in your picture, the amount of light that is like casting or entering your picture, right? So if you reduce it, are you seeing the light is too much? We can't even do anything with this. And if you reduce it too much, your picture will be dark. Then if you have a dark picture like this, what you need to do, you increase your exposure too, right? So for this image now, if you notice, is bright, it's too bright, so we're going to be reducing our exposure a bit, just to give it that cinematic look and feel, right? We are going to reduce the exposure just very, very small. So two ways you can do this. Either you drag it to the point you need, that is if you can be accurate enough, else you can just be tapping on the line, like exactly that same line, that line of exposure, you can be tapping it and it will be increasing or reducing. If you tap on the left side, it will reduce. If you tap the right, it will increase. So you can keep on just tapping it until you get what you want. So I think this is okay. Right, then the next thing we'll be talking about the contrast. Now the contrast, I don't really have an explanation for what it is, but it just brings out the colors in your picture. What contrast does is that it enhances the colors of your picture. So let's play around with it. If I increase it now, are you seeing that the color of everything is coming out very well? Both the colors of the subject's clothes, the color of the hair, the color of the background, the color of then his skin, everything just came out well, right? But this is too much. Now if I reduce it, you see the same thing, that is losing color and is making it to look very faded. So we are going to be increasing our contrast, right? We won't increase it very much. This is too much, so we'll just keep it around here. Let's keep it around here. So I think this is okay. Now the next thing we're going to be touching is the highlights. If you notice, there are still this highlights, what it does is that it looks for the places that are very, very bright, and then you can now either reduce it or increase it. So if we increase it now, you may not notice any much change. Reason is that we've already dealt with the light from our exposure. But then if you notice something, you see that it's having effect, right? This is when I've increased it, this is when I've reduced it. So it brings the lights that are very much bright, the brightest lights, and then you can affect it. You can either reduce or increase. So for this, we are going to be reducing the highlights very well. We don't need our pictures to be very much bright like that. Then the next thing we're going to be touching is the shadow. This shadow now controls the light behind your subject, and also it controls the light around the dark places in your pictures. Now let's play around with it and see. If I increase the shadow, are you seeing the background is increasing its light and the picture is also brightening? Then if I reduce it, are you seeing how dark the background is now? Right, so basically it's just, as the name implies, shadow. You can use it to control the lights, the shadow lights, that is lights behind your subjects or the like dark places in your pictures. So I'm going to reduce the shadow now a bit, just so it gives it that solid look, right? This is without the shadow being reduced. This is reducing the shadow. Now if you notice something, you see that this thing also controls brightness. That is why they categorized all of them in lights. Now the next thing is that this shadow, if you are faced with a challenge, maybe you have a picture that is just dark and you've increased your exposure, it's still very weird, you can use this shadow to brighten it up a bit, right? Or you can increase the exposure very much well, then use this shadow to balance it out. So next thing we're going to be talking is the white. Now this white, simply as the name implies, it controls the white. Anything white in your picture, it controls it, right? If you notice, there are still some white light as a result of that our floodlight like shining on the subject. So there are still some white lights in the image. If you increase it, are you seeing the effect? It just controls the white around your picture. So we are going to be reducing this a bit, right? Then the next thing is the black. The same thing controls the black around your picture. You brighten it up, it brightens everything that is black. You reduce it, it darkens everything that is black, right? So we are going to just reduce this very, very small. We don't need our pictures very, very dark like that. Then the next thing we are going to be moving on to is the color. Now under this color, we have a lot of things. But just for the basic that you can use to get good pictures for your church service, we won't be going deep, right? If you notice here now, there's a button, black and white. So instead of going to profile to choose black and white, you can easily just switch your pictures to black and white from here. You can click this black and white button and it will turn to black and white, or you can remove it. Now there are many things here. This grading now is for color grading, right? This is advanced photo editing, but we are not going to go into this. I just want to show you, so maybe personally you could like study it. So this is just for color grading. Color grading means enhancing individual colors in your picture. If you notice in our picture now, we have many colors there. We have purple, that is the tip of the mic. We have our pastor's skin. We have his clothes, which is blue. We have blue lights in the background. We have a purple background. We have a black background. Now these are about like 4 or 5 colors. What color grading is individually enhancing those colors, right? If you want to tamper with those colors individually. Now I'll show you something down. Saturation. What this saturation does, okay, let me scroll down, let you see. So under this, I'll come back to this now that I'm talking about. So under this color grade now and everything, we have this temperature. This temperature is simply the temperature of your image. If you want it to be warm, if you want it to be white, you can do that. So I'll just tamper with it. Most times I leave this. I don't really tamper with this unless I have a picture that is yellowish. You know, sometimes you may be editing and you may not know like what you've done actually, and your pictures will start looking like if it's yellowish. I use this temperature to actually bring it back to order, right? I'll play around with it and still show you how it is. So if you increase it like this, your picture will be more warm. If you bring it down, it will look like more white and all that. So me, I usually just leave it. I don't tamper with this. At times, like I say, just when I need it is when I use it. The same thing for tint. Tint is just like to tint the color a bit. So if you take it up, you tint it to purple. If you bring it down, you tint it to green. And that's just that for it too. Then vibrance, it just brings out like, it makes your picture, will I say, shiny also, right? So this is just what it does, right? It brings out that, it makes your as the name implies, it makes your picture like very bright, vibrant. The colors will become very much more visible. Now saturation. So for this vibrance, at times I just touch it a bit. Like this 6 now that is set to is very okay. Now saturation. Saturation is increasing and enhancing all the colors in the picture. Now, like we listed before, we have purple, blue background, black in our picture. If we want to like affect all of them at once, that is, we want the colors to be more stronger, we'll use this saturation. And this is what I mean. Let me increase it, let you see. Are you seeing all the colors are now coming out very much well? Now if I reduce it, this will take out the whole colors totally. You can also use this for your white and black self. Just reduce the saturation to the last, and it becomes your white and black also. So for saturation, I don't do much on it because I love to maintain my color pictures as it is. So for this saturation, I'll just increase it a bit. At times I use 5, at times I use 10, as the case may be. Now let me show you how you can use that temperature to repair your picture sometimes. Let me oversaturate this picture. Are you seeing now is now yellowish? Now if you have something like this and you've reduced your saturation, you've reduced your clarity, these two things now that I mentioned are things that can make your picture to turn out this yellowish at times. So it's just a disclaimer, just have it at the back of your mind. Now anytime your picture is looking like if it's yellowish or it's too colored, remember your saturation or your clarity or the haze, these 3 things. So are you seeing is now oversaturated? I can use this temperature to repair it a bit. Are you seeing the magic is doing? Are you seeing how better now it is, right? Just by this temperature. So I'll fix it back. I'll keep back my temperature and reduce my saturation. Okay, I think this is okay. So that is how you can use this temperature to repair your pictures a bit and make it look much better, right? So we're going to move to the next thing, which is blur. This blur now, okay, I don't really use this blur. You don't need it, since it's church pictures. If you're editing like professional image or so, you can like study about it. So we are going to move to effects now, the next thing. Now this effect, we have a lot of things. Please just give me a minute, my phone is about to die. Let me plug it. See me that wanted to do TDB with you. Till daybreak. Okay, sorry for that. So now this texture, what this texture does is that it brings out more of the structure of your image. It brings out the structure. Now if you increase it, are you seeing the picture like every single thing is coming out where what do we use as a pinpoint? Let's use okay, the veins on Pastor Chimobi's hand. Let's use that vein now as a pinpoint for you to notice what this texture does. If you look closely at that, the vein is not very much visible, right? But now if you increase it, are you seeing how the thing has come out very well? Like it makes everything on your picture very, very obvious, right? Are you seeing the squeezing on his clothes? Everything just came out very well. But if you reduce it, it's smooth. If you increase it, all those things comes out. So for this, I like to just keep it down a bit, just increase it to 13 so my image is vivid. Then the next thing is clarity. This clarity, what it does is that the same thing with texture, but this time around this affects your color. This texture now will not affect your color, it just brings out the structure of your image. But this clarity now will affect the color of the image. If you notice, as I increase it, you notice the change there, right? If I reduce it, are you seeing how it is? It's looking too smooth and all that. So this clarity now, I don't really like that guy. So I love to keep it low. I'll just leave it at 11. Sometimes you don't even need to tamper with this clarity. You can just leave it as long as your image is fine. The main thing is, as you are editing, you'll be looking at your image, right? Once you are satisfied with what you have, you don't need to tamper or do much. So this dehaze now is the same thing. It makes your picture vivid, right? But then it brings out the color in everything, like it deepens the color of your picture. If you reduce it now, are you seeing the effect? See if I increase it. But these two, everything in this effect, I like to keep it very simple. I don't like using much of it, so I'll just keep it down at 8. Then the next thing is vignette. Now this vignette, what this vignette does is that it affects the it brings like shadow around your picture. Let me just get straight to it so you see what it does. If you do this now, are you seeing this dark shadow that is around? Are you seeing it? If you want a white shadow, you increase it. Are you seeing how the picture is now? This is just to make it cinematic, right? For this image now, we can decide to reduce it a bit just to give it that cinematic feel. Are you seeing how the picture is now? Just to give it that cinematic feel. Now you have other controls. You can increase the midpoint. Now you can increase the size. You can make it very smaller like this, or you can increase it to be even wider, but we'll just keep it at the middle. Then the roundness is the degree of roundness. If you don't want it very, if you want it very round, you increase. If you don't want it round like that, so you can just play around this until you get what you want. Then the feather is the how round you want it to be. This one now is very much obviously round and we don't need that, so we just leave it back to where it is. Then this used to control your highlights, right? Just like the other highlight, but this time around is for those backgrounds that is round. Now because of I'll be copying these presets and be pasting in other pictures, I'll remove this vignette, right? This is something you can use to play around pictures individually, so I'll remove it because there are some pictures that I have that these vignettes now will not be good on. And don't forget, this is our key image we are using to edit others, so I'll go ahead and remove the vignette, or I can just add it a bit. It won't show much on other pictures. So the next thing now on our list is detail. These details now, what it consists on is just sharpening your noise and then your color noise. Now this sharpening, like the name implies, is just to sharpen your image, to bring out the details in your image, right? You can sharpen it until you get what you want, but I don't like sharpening my images much, because if you are looking at it on phone, it's become weird somehow. So you can just increase it a bit. If you have a blur picture, you can use this to also work it out. Now these details is just the degree of the sharpness you want. The radius is the amount, right? But you don't need to play around all these things. You can just come and sharpen your image for yourself and go, right? That's for the sharpening. Then for the noise, this noise now, noise reduction is used to reduce noise in picture. How you notice noise is just like I don't know. Of course, you should have seen like TVs, olden days TV, when there's no like signal, the thing will just be showing white and black and doing shit, just something like that. All those dots, and those are like noise. So pictures now that are noisy are actually pictures. If you see a picture that is noisy, you will know. How do you identify it? It will have something like dots. It won't be smooth enough. So this noise reduction is just used to reduce the noise in picture. Then what do? Simply you can increase it until you get what you want. Don't increase it too much, because this noise reduction has a way of scattering pictures. Notice if I increase it too much, are you seeing the picture? It may look very smooth, but it's now kind of blurry. There is no details at all in it. So you need to keep this low, keep this in check. Sometimes I don't even reduce the noise in my picture. That is if there is no noise. But if there is noise, I'll just increase this a bit. Just a bit. Are you seeing the difference? Is adding smoothness to it. Let me zoom in so you can see clearly. Are you seeing the smoothness is adding to the picture? So I don't need than much noise reduction. So I'll keep this back to its normal size. So that's it for the edit. So, and we are good like this now. We are done with the edit, right? Like I say, this optic and profile, you don't really need it. The main things you need is this light, color, blur, effect, details, and all that. Now, one thing I want to point out is that if you are editing now and you make mistake, let me increase this noise now to be too much. I think it's too much. Let's say I made mistake and I want to go back. What do? If you look up above your screen, you see this arrow button that is pointing towards the left. Just click it. This will tell you if you want to reset your picture. Maybe you've done edits and you don't like what you're seeing, you want to start afresh. You can click on this reset, right? Then if you want to just go back to the edits that you did previously, let's say you increase this noise reduction and you want to go back to where it was before, just click the arrow, the back arrow. Once you click it, the thing will undo. Right? So that's just it. That's just what it is. So now we are done with our edit, right? How you look at your before and after, just long press your image, then it will toggle between your before and your after. Now let me long press. Are you seeing this is what we had before? This is what we have now. Are you seeing it's better? Now when editing picture, you need to ensure that your picture after editing still look like your picture before editing, but just like an advanced version of it, right? So this is what we have before and this is what we have now, and I believe it's much better. Now since these are our key image, instead of stressing about doing all these things we did now, we can just copy the preset of this and apply to other ones. How do we do that? Look at these three dots that is above your screen here. Once you click on it, this will open up. Then what you can do is, if you want to create preset, maybe you like it and you love to be using it maybe for your Sunday service, you click on this create preset. Then it will just ask you to input the name of the preset. Once you put the name, you can save it. But now what we are going to do is we are going to be copying the settings. So look at this copy settings, just click on it, copy settings, just leave everything as it is. Then you click on this arrow up here, that is this check. Now the thing will copy to clipboard. Once you've copied it, you can now apply it to every other image. So we can now go back to our first image and start applying. So this is our image. The only thing you now need to be doing is now to just be correcting it and to be cropping your images. So for this one now, our headroom is okay, but we can still decide to reduce the headroom a bit, right? Click OK. Then if you want to paste the settings now, how do you do it? Very simple. The same way you copied it, go to that three dots above, click on it, click on paste setting. Are you now seeing that it has pasted that setting and our picture now looks better? Let me toggle between before and after. This is what we had before, this is what we have now. Are you seeing how sharp and vibrant the image is now? Let's say this is too dark, you need it to be lightened a bit. What do? Simply just increase the exposure. Are you seeing it's now bright enough, right? This is what we had before, this is what we have now. So we'll go to the next picture, which is this one. Our headroom is already okay, everything is okay. Just click on the three dots, click on paste setting. Are you seeing it's better now? What do you do here? Increase your exposure. Now if you notice that, okay, let me just increase this exposure and go to the next one. So we are done here now. This is what we had before, this is what we have now. So we'll go to the next picture. This one, the headroom is much, we'll just bring it down a bit. What do? Paste the settings, click on the three dots, click on paste settings. Are you seeing how better it is now? This is before, this is now. So if you notice that all the settings you are pasting on all the picture is a bit dark and you have to be like increasing the exposure, all you need to do is simply just increase the exposure a bit, click on that three dot again, copy the settings with your increased exposure now. Then you can still now continue your applying, right? So other ones now that I'll be applying will be brighter because I've increased the exposure and copied the presets. Now this one now, same thing, we paste our settings, everything is okay. We can now move to the next one. This one, if you notice the headroom is much, you crop it, maintaining your rule of third, click on OK, click on your three button, paste your settings. If it's too dark, you increase your exposure, right? See, look at that thing I wanted to tell you. Sometimes if you may need to increase your exposure very much. Well, how do you balance it out? You reduce back your shadow. Are you seeing now is now balanced a bit, right? In case you increase your exposure much, you can use reducing of your shadows to balance it back, or this black. So this is what we had before, this is what we have now. Go to the next. The same thing, you paste your settings, right? This is what we had before, this is what we have now. Same thing, this one, the headroom is much, you reduce it, you cut out that padlock. If you notice, there's padlock there, and we don't need that padlock to be showing in our pictures, this padlock. So cut it off, click on OK. Same thing, paste the settings, and we are good to go. This is what we had before, this is what we have now. Then this is the one we used as our key edit. So we'll move to the next one. This one too, if you notice, the ceiling is bad. So the reason why I'm making point of all these things is that once you're editing your pictures, you need to know and find out what is wrong with the pictures, including the lightning, including the background, just the overall quality of your picture. Find out what you need to do to it to make it better. For this now, if you notice, this lady that is praying here is blood, right? Is blur. If you notice the roof too, the roof is terrible, so we need to cut out all those things. Just cut it out, give enough headroom. Cut out this lady too, right? So cut out these two, keeping our pastor in subject. Then we'll cut out these two, right? We'll cut it off too, and click on OK. Are you seeing it's better now? So same thing, we click on this three button, we paste our settings. This is what we had before, this is what we have now, right? For this one now, the same thing, the roof. So we remove the roof. We remove the roof. We can remove this brother a bit, right? We can remove those sisters also, and keep our pastor in subject. Then you click on paste settings. You see it's better. We can check out our black and white if it's match here. Okay, doesn't really match like that. Wait, okay, let's check our profile. Let's try this black and white and see how it is. Okay, this is not bad. This is not bad at all. This is not bad. Let's go with this guy. Just so we have one black and white picture. So that's it. And then for this one now, this picture I just added it, but pictures like this you can't really post it. Why? There's no focus. There's no this thing. You know, one thing about photography is that the entire concept of photography is to tell stories through picture, right? So in this picture now, there is no story, there is no concept, there is no focus. It's just scattered. If you notice, Sister Mercy is looking down, this sister is looking away, this one is looking away, these two brothers, they are bending, praying. Like the entire image is just scattered. So these are the kind of pictures you'll be deleting when you're editing, right? These are the kind of pictures you should not add to your edit. So how you do is, after taking pictures, before you add them to your Lightroom, you select them first. Select the bad ones, delete them. Since you're using iPhone, I'll show you easy way to select pictures too. So that's it about that. But for this, since for learning purposes, we'll just still paste our settings, right? And then pictures like this, you can also now tamper with this vignetting. You can tamper with this vignetting, right, to make it cinematic. So that's it about that. Then for these pictures, I think these are pictures that I've edited previously before. I've edited these pictures, right? So at this point now, we are done with editing our pictures. What do we do? This arrow now to go back, you just click on it and go back. Now if you notice, now we've edited all our pictures, right? They are saved here as pictures that are edited. So what you need to do now is to select them, long press on one. Then you can use this place now that there is 6 July 2026. You notice a dash there. If you click on that dash is to select all the pictures, or better still, you can select them individually if you want, but just select it once. Then what do you do next? Now we are done editing, want to export our pictures and save. You now look down this share button. Since you are using iPhone, for Android it will be different, but you look at this share button, you click on the share button. You now see save copy to device, you see create album, you see add borders, you see export as, you see share. Now this is church picture. If you are editing like just normal picture, you can do save copy to device, it will just save it on your phone, right? But for this one we need to add watermark to it. So what we are going to do is export as. We are going to click on export as. Now if you click on export as, your pictures, remember, should always be exported as JPG. It should always be exported as JPG. Then for this dimension, largest available dimension. Then for quality, 100%. You don't need it to draw below 100%. Then you come to this down. Normally this is not clicked. This early access, you leave it as it is. You now click on this include watermark. Click on customize. Now I'm going to show you how to add watermark. If you notice, I already have watermark in my picture already, but let me show you how to add watermark. So you now click on this image sign. Now you click on it. This will take you to your file. So it's assumed that, okay, your watermark should have been saved to your file already. Let's say they send it to you on WhatsApp, you save it to your file, not to your pictures. You save it to your file, right? And ensure they send as documents. So I'll just go ahead and look for watermark. Don't know where I'll find, but let me just scroll down till I see a watermark. Look at it. RHI Enugu new watermark. So this is one we're going to be using now. Once you see your watermark, you click on it. Oops, I don't know why that's delaying. I think it's trying to sync it from iCloud. So I'll just look for another one. Where do I find this now? It should be a watermark around here. Why am I not seeing it? Or better still, since we are learning, let me go to home, go to my WhatsApp and save a new watermark, so you even see how to do it. So just go to your WhatsApp or anywhere they are sending the watermark from. Okay, so this is a watermark now, right? That Sister Treasure design. All you need to do, you click it. Once you click it, click on this share button. You will see save image. Don't use save image, view more, save it to file. This save to file now is important, because if you save to image, it will save as picture. Save to file, then you save. Replace. Let's just replace it. So now you go back to your Lightroom, click on your add image here. Oops, I replaced that. Let me do save both, so the thing can come up as the first thing there. Keep both. So go back to your Lightroom. click on this add image here. It will take you to your downloads. Why is this thing? Go to recent. If you go to recent, you can see it. You can see the watermarks right there loading. So you click on it. Have you seen the thing has come now? Right. So now you can now like work on the size and everything. So for this, we like to keep our watermark small, right? Sometimes if you import it to be this big, you need to just resize it to the size you want. So let's keep it at 34 or 35. Let's work with 35. Now ensure your opacity is 100. Ensure your opacity is 100. If it's not 100, look at what it will do. Are you seeing it's transparent? So we don't need that. We need it to be 100. Now your horizontal offset is locked. Your vertical offset is simply where it is positioned vertically. So if you increase this, are you seeing what's happening? So we love to keep it just very close to the ground. And that's it for the watermark. So after this, you are good to go. You can click on this arrow here to check how the watermark is on other pictures. Are you seeing they are good on other pictures? So there's no problem so far. All you need to do, click on this back button up here now. Click on it, then it will take you back to this place. Then you click on this check mark. Once you click on this check mark, it will start exporting. So this export sometimes take time, but for iPhone now, you know iPhone don't multitask, so you have to like just keep your phone on this screen and wait till it finish exporting, right? And if your phone is on battery saver, you may need to remove it so that your screen will be on. Reason is that at times if it's off and if you on it after the thing has finished exporting, once you touch anything, the thing will go off quickly. So you just need to like wait for it to export. So it takes a lot of time actually sometimes. So there are some pictures, right, that you may need to be exporting, not exporting, that you may need to be editing one at a time, right? Meanwhile, to get what you need, just go with copying and pasting. It's faster. Wow, 12 a.m. This thing actually takes time. I don't know. I've not found a better way to do it. Or manage. Okay, so it's done. So it's done. Once this window pop up like this, all you need to do is simply click on save to files. If you click on any other thing and it goes off, you may need to export it again. So quickly just click on save to files, click on save. So they've saved 10 photos, saved successfully. So you exit your Lightroom, you go to your files, you go to your recent. As you can see all our pictures are here now, the 10 of them, right? They are all here now. So to bring them to our pictures where we can now send and view and everything, just select them. Click on these three icons here, click on select 10 of them. So we selected 10 of them. Click on this arrow that is going up on top of a box down here. Click on it. You see save 10 images. You click on it. Now what this does is that you to save it to your photos. So you can now exit your files and go to your photos. So in your photos, look at the 10 of them. They've come. So let's view it and see. So these are our pictures now that are edited, right? You can now share them to anybody that is posting. So as you can see, their qualities are better, enhanced, and much more beautiful than these raw ones, right? So that's just that about the editing.